Hello, fellow bibliophiles, and welcome back to Blatantly Bookish. I'm Marissa, and I hope you're doing well today. It's been a while since I've posted a video, and you are going to laugh, but I blame my windows. I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but the building replaced our windows a little while back, and this month it sounds like a constant torrential windstorm is happening outside. It actually sounds like a lawnmower sometimes, and I have definitely slept with earplugs a few nights this month. So hopefully the wind sound cooperates for this video, and even if it doesn't, I'm posting this anyway. I am absolutely fed up with filming videos that I decide not to share because of the background noise. So I am just going to make my little paper crane and ignore the sounds outside, and hopefully you'll be able to do the same. So things that have been going on in my life lately. First off, I'm engaged. Yes, my boyfriend of 8 years proposed to me, and we are getting married this September. It's very exciting, and both of our families are really excited and thrilled. I've been making a lot of plans for that. We are getting married at the chapel of the college where we met, so I've already found a dress, and things are coming together really nicely. My dress is very pretty, and I feel like a poofy princess in it. And apparently nobody told me that a prerequisite to being a bride was to watch Say Yes to the Dress, but apparently it is. I've never seen that before in my life. But I think I did a pretty good job picking the dress, all things considered. And everyone in the world seems to have an opinion on the wedding, including friends, grandparents, people who work at the stores that I go to for dresses, and the people who work at the venues, and even my patients seem to have an opinion on my wedding. So yeah, it's been a bit stressful coordinating all of the planning with my boyfriend's or fiance, with my fiance's parents and with my parents, but it's all coming together just fine. I'm also in the process of looking for a second part-time job. I work 4 days a week right now, 2 of which are late nights, but for financial reasons, I would like to find a job 2 days a week in addition to what I am doing now. I'm not having much luck with that right at the moment. The positions I respond to haven't been responding back to me or offering me interviews at all. I had one interview, but they didn't have the days available that we had originally discussed on the phone, so that didn't quite work out for me. The positions in my area seem to want dentists who have been practicing for a minimum of 2 to 3 years, and they don't count residency in that at all. And I finished residency this past July, so I'm a little shy of the experience that they are looking for. So I think that they just automatically write me off, even though I am definitely more than qualified and a hard worker, and I'm very dedicated and passionate about what I do, obviously. But you know, if they don't even meet me, they don't give me a chance, and they don't see that. So yep, and then there are some people who've been reaching out to me about jobs that are a little bit further away than I'd like to travel, that are more in upstate New York. And there would be at least an hour and a half drive, or involve commuting over bridges in a ton of traffic. So I'm not really thrilled about that prospect either. So I will just keep looking slowly for a second job that suits me. And it's not a huge rush financially. My current salary does pay my loans, thankfully, and not much else, but my fiance graciously pays rent and some of my other expenses. But still, I want to be able to contribute more to us and to the household, and we would like to move at some point in the near future. Since we live in a studio, we'd like to get a little bit of a bigger space, and in order to do that, I definitely do need a second job. So yeah, all these things to consider. And in other news, I have started up yoga again, which I'm very excited for. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I injured my knee and then subsequently my lower back. And I've been dealing with that for about a year now. And I'm slowly integrating yoga into my life again. I've been doing yoga with Adrian on YouTube, and she is just absolutely brilliant. I love her free series of yoga classes that she has online. I do miss my local yoga studio, but it seems like every time I purchase a series of classes and start frequenting there, I end up injuring myself. So I'm going to just stick with free at-home yoga classes for the time being and see where that takes me. Let's see what else was going on with me lately. Last week was my fiance's birthday, so I made him his special annual carrot cake. It's his absolute favorite, and we don't have a food processor, so I grate the carrots by hand once a year, which is a true labor of love. And then I've been watching a lot of TV lately, and for whatever reason I've been interested in shows that are about teen angst, despite not being a teenager or being very angsty. I've been rewatching Daria. I absolutely love the character of Daria. She is so cynical, and it's really interesting to watch the way that she interacts with the world around her. And I love her best friend, Jane. I've also been watching Sex Education on Netflix, which is about a shy, awkward kid whose mom is a sex therapist. And he ends up teaming up with an unlikely girl to run a sex clinic, or rather sort of an advice clinic on sex and relationships for teenagers in their high school. It's hysterical and awkward, and it truly has a diverse cast of characters and situations. And then I've been watching Pen 15 on Hulu. It's a hysterical show about middle schoolers in the year 2000, but the two main characters are actually played by 31-year-old actresses, and it's quite odd how well that works out, actually, and the female friendship portrayed between the two main characters is just so beautifully done. It's a hysterical show, and at times it's a little too real. And then, of course, this is a booktube channel, so I will be talking a bit about my reading life. I actually haven't been reading as much as I'd like to lately. Whenever I go to pick up a book, I will end up reading a few sentences over and over and over again, and not really knowing what's happening in the book. My mind is just thinking about a million different things besides what I'm reading: wedding plans, job stress, etc., etc. And it's not like I'm reading books that are particularly dense or challenging or anything, so this is absolutely terrifying for me. I love reading, and usually I cope with stress by reading, but now that doesn't seem to be working, and it's driving me a bit crazy, hence all the TV shows I've been watching lately, but that's not even really helpful. I really miss reading the way I used to. And I don't really feel like it's a slump, because slumps are when I can't get into a book, or I just don't want to pick up a book because I'm so preoccupied on the previous book that I've read that I can't even think about picking up a new one. I just want to sort of dwell in the world of the last book and just kind of think about that last book I read. But that's not even what's happening right now. At the moment, I have two books that I'm in the middle of: Framley, Parsonage, and Affinity. They are amazing books. I'm enjoying them immensely when I actually can focus on them. But when I pick them up, again, my mind just focuses on other things. I find myself rereading passages, so I legitimately do not know what to do. Has this ever happened to you guys before? And if so, how have you coped with it? Do you have any suggestions for me whatsoever? I just kind of miss reading the way I used to, and miss being able to immerse myself in a book completely instead of thinking about so many other things going on. I'm not done talking, but I did finish my crane, so time for it to fly away, I guess. Last but not least, on to some happier bookish notes. I went to the Strand the other weekend, which is my favorite bookshop of all time, and I found some great gems on the $1 shelves outside. So I picked up Sebastian Barry's Days Without End. This is a book that was highly recommended to me from Katie from Books and Things. I don't know much about it besides that fact that it's historical fiction and takes place in America during the Indian and Civil Wars. And I also think there was some LGBTQ controversy surrounding this book, so I'm interested to read it and see why Katie likes it and to see what that controversy may have been all about. And then I picked up The Ladies of Grace Adieu by Susanna Clarke, who is the author who wrote Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which is a wonderful alternative history book set in the Napoleonic Wars, but with the possibility of magic. So one of the short stories in this collection actually takes place in the same world as Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. So I'm really excited for this book and to see what kinds of other worlds she can create as well. I believe from just reading the back that this book has a lot of fairy tale elements in its stories. And I flipped through the book and was absolutely amazed by the illustrations. I'll show you some if I can find them again. Here's one. It just has amazing detail to the illustrations. I absolutely love them. This one has a really pretty layout. I hope you can see that and the glare isn't too weird. Oh well. Well, anyway, I'm very excited for this one. And then the other book that I picked up is this massive book. Whoops, a strand bookmark to spell out. This is Hilary Mantel's Wolf Hall. This book is a historical fiction book set in Tudor England, and it seems like this is a sort of staple of historical fiction. I almost called it a classic, but I don't think it's quite old enough to achieve that status at this point. Anyway, so many different people have recommended this book to me that I could not resist picking it up for $1. So yes, that has been what's going on with me lately. I know I've been terrible at doing wrap-ups on this channel, so you can look forward to a massive wrap-up happening soon. But please let me know if you have any suggestions for a wandering and anxious mind while reading. And please let me know if you have any other thoughts about anything I've said in this video. How have you guys been lately? What have you been reading? And until next time, I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye!